we're trying to look essentially at how the planning and design of the MU campus has impacted biodiversity, and then how you could actually incorporate biodiversity into future planning and management efforts on campus. Do these efforts for sustainability, which are done on campuses, really have an impact on the sort of environments for different kinds of species there? So what we hope to be able to do is first actually look at what are the species on the MU campus within selected groups.
My project is going to be basically to assess biodiversity and sustainability on campus as far as the master planning process goes. The Sustainability Office is already very involved in campus planning, and they're working on getting this stuff involved in the Climate Action Plan and the Master Plan starting in 2013, trying to look at biodiversity on campus. They can then use that as a tool to develop campus how they'd want to, but at the same time bringing in sustainability and biodiversity, which is, right now it's kind of a hot button thing. It's going to get, even more important in the future. First, we're going to start off with looking at land cover types through the years. And from there, we can look at how each one of those cover types affects biodiversity. So we can take that and then sample in each one of the different cover types and try to figure out sort of how the planning process, again, is factored into how, many different animals or plants are in a certain area on campus. We're looking at like birds, so we're just going to do bird points at, predetermined places on campus. And we're also probably going to do some mammal trapping.
The benefits to students will be that we'll be able to first hopefully have results that will actually change the way that some of the things are done on campus in terms of land management activities. We'll be able to have probably a benefit that hopefully will make the campus maybe a place that may be more sustainable in terms of actual habitats and species. MU is really truly unique in one area, and that's that the university was one of the first campuses in the country to really try to do a master plan for open space. So one reason the campus looks the way it does is because that's been a conscious effort since probably the 1960s.
The one thing that we do have here on campus that would make it probably more biodiverse would be the botanic garden that they've worked so hard to put in here. We've got plants from all over the place. We've got native plants, we've got exotic plants, but basically that is part of what management has done through the years.
Campus is a small version of the city. All those issues that people face with wildlife in and around their homes are things they face on campus. We really need to think on campus about what we want the campus to look like over time. Like, how dense should it be? How built up should it be? How, what kind of management do you really want to see?
We kind of start off with looking at the natural history of the land, what was here, what should be here, and then try to manage towards that.
If you want to achieve conservation targets for different species, you have to involve people. And I think it's a question of educating people. It's also a question of really finding out what people value and what they want to see, because clearly, if we just try to tell people what to do, that's not going to be as successful. It's really finding out what people want and what they desire, and kind of the interaction between people and wildlife.
We have to also determine what's in the best interest of people on campus, students, faculty. That's another part that always goes into this. We want to think about the wildlife, but at the same time, this is an area that's dominated by humans. Education is very important. That's probably at the whole, the center of all this, is trying to get people to understand these different ideas. Like, a lot of people walk across campus every day and they have no idea what they're looking at. They're just trying to get to class.
What is it you really want things to look like? What is it we really want the campus to look like, and how does wildlife fit in?